Qing Dynasty explained the last empire of China after more than 2,000 years of dynasties rising and falling. China entered its final imperial chapter, the Qing Dynasty. Born from the Manchu tribes of the northeast, this dynasty would build one of the largest empires in Chinese history, and yet, it would also witness one of the most dramatic collapses ever seen. Welcome to Timeline of History, and today, we'll uncover the story of the Qing Dynasty, the last empire of China. Chapter 1. Rise of the Manchus. Our story begins in the cold lands beyond the Great Wall, where the Manchu people, descendants of the Jurchen tribes, were uniting under a powerful chieftain named Nurhaci. In the early 1600s, Nurhaci consolidated the tribes and created a unique military system known as the Eight Banners, which became the backbone of the future Qing army. His successor, Hong Taiji, renamed the state Qing, the Great Qing, and slowly expanded southward, waiting for the right moment to strike. That moment came when the Ming dynasty was crumbling under corruption, famine, and rebellion. China was ripe for conquest. Chapter 2. The Conquest of China in 1644. Rebel leader Li Zicheng captured Beijing, ending the Ming dynasty, but his victory was short-lived. A desperate Ming general, Wu Songui, opened the gates of the Great Wall to let the Manchu forces in, hoping to crush the rebels. Instead, the Manchus seized control of the capital themselves and declared the founding of a new dynasty. The Qing. The young Emperor Shunzi took the throne, and the Qing began their long campaign to unify China under Manchu rule. To symbolize submission, all men were ordered to wear the Manchu Q hairstyle, a shaved forehead with a long braid at the back. For many Han Chinese, this was a painful reminder that a foreign people now ruled the Middle Kingdom. But resistance was short-lived. By the late 1600s, the Qing had conquered the south, defeated the Ming loyalists in Taiwan, and established firm control over the empire. Chapter 3. The Golden Age. Kangxi, Qianlong, Qianlong. The Qing reached their peak under three remarkable rulers, Emperor Kangxi, Emperor Yongjung, and Emperor Qianlong. Kangxi, who reigned for 61 years, was one of China's greatest emperors. He restored order, expanded the borders, promoted science, and stabilized the economy. He also opened limited trade with Europe, bringing in new ideas and technology. His son, Yongjung, reformed the tax system, streamlined the government, and laid the groundwork for future prosperity. Then came Emperor Qianlong, whose reign marked the height of Qing power and wealth. Under him, the empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Central Asia. Tibet, Xinjiang, Mongolia, and parts of Southeast Asia all came under Qing influence. China's population boomed, commerce flourished, and the arts reached new heights. Scholars compiled the Saiku Quanshu, the largest collection of Chinese literature ever made. The Forbidden City became a symbol of imperial grandeur and stability, but beneath this golden surface, problems were beginning to grow. Chapter 4. Decline and crisis. After Qianlong's reign, the empire began to stagnate. Corruption spread through the court, population growth strained resources, and the Qing government became increasingly conservative and resistant to change. Then came the Opium Wars. In 1839, British merchants flooded China with opium to balance their trade deficit. When the Qing tried to ban the drug war erupted, the outdated Chinese navy was no match for modern British ships. The Treaty of Nanking in 1842 forced China to cede Hong Kong and open its ports to foreign powers. More humiliations followed, new wars, unequal treaties, and foreign spheres of influence carved across China. Inside the country, chaos exploded. The Taiping Rebellion, led by a man who claimed to be the brother of Jesus Christ, nearly toppled the dynasty and cost tens of millions of lives, one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The Qing tried to modernize during the self-strengthening movement, importing Western weapons and technology, but deep corruption and conservative officials blocked real reform. Defeat by Japan in 1895, and the disastrous Boxer Rebellion in 1900, showed that the Qing Empire was no longer the Middle Kingdom but a weakened giant, picked apart by foreign powers. Chapter 5. The Fall of the Qing Dynasty. By the early 1900s, revolution was in the air. Inspired by reformers like Sun Yat-sen, students, soldiers, and intellectuals demanded change. In 1911, the Xinhai Revolution erupted. The last emperor, Pui, only a child, was forced to abdicate in 1912. More than 2,000 years of imperial rule came to an end. The Qing dynasty, once mighty and proud, had fallen. From nomadic warriors to emperors of China, the Manchus built one of the greatest empires in history. But their fall reminds us that no power lasts forever. Isolation, corruption, and fear of change doomed the dynasty that once ruled over hundreds of millions, and as the last dragon throne faded into history, a new China began to rise, one that would soon face the challenges of the modern world. This was the Qing Dynasty explained, the last empire of China. Thank you for watching Timeline of History. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue exploring the world's greatest stories.